Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about attitudes and how to measure attitudes. First, attitudes are more or less evaluations on how we feel about certain things, our feelings towards more or less anything. We always have attitudes that affect our behaviors and actions of things we do, whether we realize it or not. Um, some of the first ways to look at measuring attitudes that we don't even realize probably that we've actually done before is the Likert scales, and that is just a scale of do you like it, do you not like it, just from 1 to 10, how much do you like this, and that's kind of like the somatic differential scales, which is the same thing in a way, which we've seen a lot through school. That's just the scales of agree, disagree, strongly agree, strongly disagree. Those scales that we've always seen. So those are pretty easy ones to know to look at our attitudes towards things that we can measure with. We also use scales like at the hospital that we've seen before with the smiley faces. It's a happy face and it starts getting more mad and more mad and more mad because we realize that attitudes a lot of times do get shown in our emotions. So with that, we can also look at attitudes not only just on paper and what people tell us that their attitudes are, but we can also figure out people's attitudes without them telling us that just by um, a handful of different things. First off is appearances. You can probably guess just by what I'm wearing with a Cabela's hat, camouflage, and a fishing shirt that I probably like to fish. I probably have a really, strong sense of, wanting to go outside and do outdoorsy things, maybe. Um, we got to be careful with appearances because sometimes, you can't judge a book by its cover always, even though you kind of can. We just don't want to assume too many things about someone. So we can always still use that though, if you see someone decked out in Kansas City gear, you can probably tell they're a football fan. Those kind of things. Just looking at them, you can tell by people's associations and the groups that they chill with, what they like to do. If you see a person, for example, who's always going to car meets and they're always hanging out with people in garages and stuff like that, you can probably just guess off the bat they have a strong desire for cars. Like you don't have to go and give them a paper test and ask them about their attitude towards cars. You can just look and see that all the things they're constantly going and doing and being with, they're a part of cars. Same thing with like sports groups. You can tell that with people. You can probably tell the people who are like really athletic, stuff like that, just by the groups they kind of hang out with. People just tend to flock with people that they have things in common with. So, also, you can tell people's attitudes by their behavior and by the things they say and do. Um, Politics is a big one to look at. If people come to Thanksgiving, and they start saying really bad things towards one party or the other, you can tell right off the bat what their attitude towards that party is just by the things they're saying. And the same thing goes by what people do. If someone is constantly going to the animal hospital and putting in volunteer hours there, we can tell that they have an attitude that's really strong into taking care of animals. So just things like that are also really smart and keep in mind when you're trying to judge someone's attitude, especially when it comes to persuasion, because someone's attitude is going to have a lot to deal with, one, how they act and how they believe. So it's really going to have a big factor of whether or not you're going to be able to talk someone into what you want them to or not. I hope my spill on attitudes was helpful, and I look forward to watching everyone else's videos. I hope you guys have a great day.